Alrighty. I'll just wait for Miss Independence to get here, and then we'll get the show on the road. Oh, that's why it's not working. Hold up, hold up. Just waiting on everybody to get in here. Yep, here you are. Wait. Oopsies, wrong thing I pressed. Invite guest. Yep. There you go. Connection error. Hey, sweet DJ. Alrighty, there you go.
Okay, we good?
Yep, we're good. You know what? I didn't. Which do you want to react to?
Okay, well, first I thought we should start off with talking about whatever her claims are now. Then I thought we could talk about that and then go in the middle and talk about your video and how you got to the point where you made a video. And I think you also made a video before that one.
Which one are you referring to? I've done a lot of videos at this point.
I know. Hold on. I will come back with real information. I forgot who I was talking to. Okay. So the troll under the bridge is today.
Okay, sure.
Okay. So I think we can lead up to that one. And then you
Sure.
did a video right before that one. But the
Oh,
one
yeah,
thing,
that one.
but the one thing is we're not talking about her companion that's Oz behind the curtain. We're not doing that.
Oh, yeah, you mean oh, now I know what you mean. You mean my
Yeah.
response to
Yeah.
GMS one.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
no. We're not talking about the other person.
yeah. You mean Pharaoh or
No,
Oh, you mean
no,
Sergeant Turd.
no.
I'm completely lost what you're talking about then.
I'm talking about AAS.
Oh, Afro Bengali, yeah.
And you're doing it again.
Well,
Okay, let's see.
listen. The promise I made towards everyone was I wasn't gonna go after her anymore. I wasn't going to react to her videos anymore. I wasn't going to, call her out on her BS, and I haven't done that. Okay, I never took a vow of silence that I couldn't mention her by name.
Yeah, but but you should. Okay, so all right. So sweet DJ, how you doing? How you doing? Long time no see. Okay,
Mhm.
so let's start with the troll under the bridge and then we could go backwards in history.
Okay, cool. So let's see. Let me share. Let me go right here. Oh, hold on. I'll just create one. Two. Go to my channel. All right, cool. Now, okay. Okay, here we go. Alrighty, starting with this one.
Hello, my fellow citizens. Trump here. I want to talk about a humorous situation that took place recently. After Mr. Judge mentioned that the GMS fools are preoccupied with him, a close friend of this channel, Sweet DJ, made a joke suggesting that Lanae Stacks wants Mr. Judge all to himself. Mr. Judge retorted that Lanae suffered.
And just for clarity, the reason why I have Trump acting like it's not me is just for the purpose of staying in character, because I want people to get the most authentic impression that it's Trump, not to. So if I make it clear, hey, it's me, Mr. Judge, or how you doing, or whatever, that kind of ruins the idea that it's an AI version of Trump. So that's the reason why.
I thought it was cute that you shouted out "Sweet DJ," and I'm
Yeah.
interested if you could at some point show the community post that got this all going.
Oh yeah. I'll definitely show that after the video.
Okay.
And actually, that my video actually covers that as well.
Suffering from delusions of grandeur, had no choice but to remain a bridge-dwelling troll to stay relevant. By the way, the dynamic between this content creator and fan is absolutely hilarious. Now, Lanae certainly didn't take that joke very well. She obviously saw the comment, captured a screenshot, and had quite a bit to say about it. Her pathetic claim that she doesn't know us is a transparent bot.
And you see, this is what made me do it. She said, and I don't be knowing who these lames are, choke on a glizzy hole, which I think she meant at Sweet DJ, and then saying, keep me relevant, Mitcha Bade with the little hand. I don't know what that means. Um, and she did that in response to Sweet DJ saying, hey, making a joke, and then I replied with a joke as well, and she was shadow watching us, and she got angry about it.
Okay, so is this the ESL portion of the show where somebody needs to tell me what is a glizzy hoe?
I took that as a threat, because from my understanding, urban word for glizzy is a gun. That was my understanding. A glizzy is a gun.
Sweet DJ, you got any suggestions on what a glizzy hoe is? Okay. She says, no, it's a
Oh,
wiener.
okay. Well, I've heard street folks talk about it as if it's a gun. So
Okay, so let's go back to glizzy hoe. I'm not done. So what does that have to do with being a lame?
I don't
So
know.
basically, what she's saying is she's saying S a D. That's what she's basically saying. She's telling us to suck it.
Pretty much.
Okay, there. All right, so we're done with the ESL portion of the show. Okay, so first of all, we need to respond that we are considered lames who need to suck it because that's problematic right there. First of all, don't come for people that you ain't ready for, okay? If all you've got, we are not the glizzy hoes. We are not the ones that suck it. You are the one that got on the itchy Shango. You are the one that left your children to get on the Shango. You are the one that's also going to Florida for the Shango. You're always leaving your children for mommy time for some Shango. Hey, what's up, Miss Jessica? Okay, and I'm gonna need you to stop telling other people
Oh,
what
that's
they
what it
doing with
was.
some Shango when you're the one that is Queen Shango. At this point, you should change your name from Lanae Stacks to Shango Queen.
And I'll add this: you say you're living rent free in our heads, but you're the one shadowing my comment section. So clearly, people on my side and my comment section, including myself, are living free in your head, because nobody was talking about you until for originally the discussion wasn't about you. Someone makes one little comment towards you, and boom, you immediately have to respond. So what is that called? Living free in your head. Because in this entire time, we're talking about other things. We're thinking about different, multiple subjects. You just happen to come up, and boom, you have to say something immediately, and it has to be nasty.
And she's not getting as much Shango as she's claiming because she's spending her time sober stalking everybody else.
Exactly. Less than an hour. Less than an hour. That means you're
So
super focused on whatever we're saying.
so clearly the Shango ain't really going like she's saying, and it's all her claim to fame. The part is that sad is I try not to make fun of it because on a serious note, behaving
Yeah.
this way, she kind of presents as somebody that's been sexually abused. So I really try not to exploit it. But at this point, we don't have to exploit her because she's exploiting herself. And it's just absolute madness. Okay, the
Yeah.
next part, Sweet DJ says, "Oh boy, Judgy makes friends wherever he goes." Yeah, you sure do. Don't make Stacks jealous. She wants you all to herself. Maybe she wants your Shango. Maybe this is a
Which
play to
won't
get
happen, by the
you.
way.
Well, I'm not saying that it will. I'm just saying maybe this is not only a bid to end homelessness, but it's a bid to get other guys. And I told you that she's incredibly bothered that we don't find her sexy. Okay. Like, even if you don't think she's sexy, you would at least say, wow, she's a pretty woman. Or wow, you'd say,
No,
wow, she
I'm
has a
saying for
lot
the
of
record, she's a
and at
hideous
this
hag to
point,
me.
she's a hideous hag that looks like Miss Piggy.
Yeah. I mean, I said it even before all this shit looked down and people mentioned about it. I said, I looked at her, I'm like, that woman is not attractive to me. There's
No,
nothing about her
and
that's
the
attractive.
how did you get to the yeah, good point, sweet DJ. How did you get to the point? Explain how you accidentally subscribed to her channel.
Oh, I know. So this is what happened, right? I was looking to see if she maybe posted another video or what have you, and to see, or if she made another post, and my thumb accidentally pressed on the subscribe. I was like, oh shit, and I quickly unsubscribed as quick as I could. I was hoping maybe nothing would have happened as a result, but she saw that, and then she immediately started saying, "So why are you subscribing?" But it wasn't intentional. It was I was scrolling with my phone, my thumb accidentally pressed on the subscribe, and I immediately unsubscribed like 2 seconds later. That's all that
Oh,
happened.
so how did she find out? Because it doesn't
Well, because you
actually
get
tell you.
notified. Well, it
Yeah, but
does
it
actually.
doesn't tell you. It tells you who the subscriber is.
Yeah, sometimes it can. So it's like basically what happens is depending on someone's privacy settings, you might not see it, but I never bothered around with my privacy settings or anything like that. So because I never made it a setting to, make it to where I'm not known, I can actually see it. Like I've gotten notifications of people subscribing to me. Sometimes it just says there's another person subscribed to you and I don't know who it is. And then other times
Mhm.
it'll say who it is.
You
So
know you're giving her a boner, right? You know that at this point you are her new best friend because you're free publicity. Even though it's absolute madness, it's still free publicity.
it
No,
wasn't
she can't, so she
intentional,
can't let you
people.
go.
It
And now
wasn't
so
intentional.
so now she is so excited. She's like, "Oh, I got a subscriber. I got a subscriber. I got a subscriber. Oh, oh, oh."
It
And then
wasn't
you
intentional.
and then when you unsubscribe, then you just, the wrath came back out because now she's pissed off that she got duped. I think we should
It
all
was an
do it.
accident.
I think we should all subscribe and unsubscribe from her channel and just let her have a full meltdown.
I could actually see that happening. Like people get so pissed off at you and you have such a bad reputation that a huge group of people just mass subscribe to you so they can unsubscribe all at once.
Well, and the thing about it is, remember I gave her channel 30 days, which we did make it to the 30 days. Okay, so she made it like 35 days. But I'll tell you, that is why she has the subscribers that she has. They want to see what is going to happen with this freak show. And they are not watching it like, oh, she has interesting content. I want to learn from her. Oh, she has such an insightful mind. That's not what they're there for. They're there to
No,
watch the shit show, and we're there to watch the train go off the track.
they are. And watch what happened. And now see what happens
Bottom
next.
tier lie. It's laughable that she expects anyone to believe such garbage when she spent her life obsessively mentioning our names, doxing Rem Rum, and fabricating some delusional story about a police interview to report us. If she wants to cling to such a ridiculous narrative, it only proves how truly desperate and unhinged she really is. In response, Mr. Judge pointed out the lack of logic in her statement and sarcastically questioned if dementia was a bitch. While that was admitted
That's what I said. A lot of people, Jessica said she couldn't see it and what have you. I don't know why. Because on one hand, she claims that I was blocked, but I was still able to comment, so I don't know how true that is. But that's literally um what I said. Oh wait, Trey and MCB are in a fight.
Yeah, we're not speaking on that.
Oh, okay. But more
Okay.
importantly, this is my response. So Jessica, you couldn't see it. This was my response to when she said she didn't know us.
Okay, really? Were you going to call the cops on me, Rim Rum, Money Boy Trey, and Trip C? Now you don't even know who we are. Dementia is a bitch. Okay, like I said before, she's so desperate to make herself seem important that she has to make it like she can't keep up with all these fans because there's just so many of you that she'll just never be able to touch everybody's hand, you know? So she's got to put out these blanket statements, you know, because she's so popular. Okay. Okay. Foxy says, I'm sitting in front of the train tracks waiting for her YouTube car to try to beat the lights. Exactly, Foxy. You might as well go on and go home because you'll be waiting for a long time. Okay. You'll be waiting for a long time.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't think she deleted it because I can still find it on there. But I think what she did is she had to have blocked me on some kind where other people couldn't see my comment because people are saying they can't see it, but on my end I can still perfectly see it. So I'm not entirely sure if it's a glitch or if it's that she blocked me. It's kind of confusing because I don't even have an answer for it right now.
What she really needs at this point is to get a card. Okay, here's Lanae. Here's the part where we're going to give you instructions. Okay, get a pencil and paper so you can write these instructions down. It's very important. Okay, step one, get a cardboard box. Step two, cut a flap off of the cardboard box. Step three, get a marker. Step four, write on the cardboard, will eat the itchy shango for money. Because basically, what you're trying to do is make money off claiming to be a failed prostitute. So, we're going to try to give you a new business venture. Your new business venture is going to be panhandling because that's basically what we've come down to. We've come down to Shango panhandling. You're not even only fans level at this point. You're just giving it out for free. So at least this way you'll have phone bill money, you'll have plane ticket money. You could get some type of income for yourself with that sign, okay? So that's going to be your new business venture because YouTube ain't it.
Oh, Foxy, you're crazy. But at the same time, what's really I don't know if she still even puts her Cash App up there because she never gained enough revenue for people for that shit to even be worth it. Because there was like what, maybe one person maybe tossing up a few bucks, and that was it.
It was
I'm
probably
just
her
being
on her other phone, honestly.
probably.
Incredibly mean and unprofessional, let's be real. We are dealing with a racist windbag who constantly fabricates victimhood and behaves far worse than others. Given that context, I think Mr. Judge deserves a pass on this one. Regardless of the underlying truth, one fact remains clear. Lanae Stacks continues to observe others from the shadows. It is ironic that while she adamantly claims to shun our attention and denies us the right to question her, she persists in following people, monitoring their behavior, and creating posts centered on their actions. Despite this, she
Because I mean, it's the truth. She literally follows all of us, monitors what we do, comments on it, and then simultaneously sells us, oh, if you don't like my story, then you can't say anything. You must go away. And then tries to pull these psychological bullshit games of, oh, I'm going to get the police on them. I already got an appointment and everything.
Okay, and have you noticed that the pattern is put the information out there, piss people off, get people to respond. Once they're pissed and they respond, she's kind of done, "Hey, what's up, Money Boy Trey?"
Hey,
So,
what's up?
Yeah, so once people respond and they get pissed off, then she backs off, right? Then she backs off. So you're
Right.
the only one that hasn't had an emotional reaction. So that's why you're still in play, okay? So she thinks that what she's going to do is what did she say? What did she say? Glizzy hoes? Okay, so we were glizzy hoes, okay? She thinks what it's going to do is it's going to make us flip the funk out, and then once we flip the funk out, then she's going to have some content. That's not how it works over here. In mature land, we don't play that. Okay, Foxy says she's the Meghan Markle of YouTube. Please, everyone, pay attention to me, please. Oh, please. Pardon me. Can I get your attention? I would like to remind each and every one of you to leave me alone. Oh, but also look. Oh, but don't look. Oh, but please just look again one more time. Nothing to see here.
I mean, Foxy's not wrong. That's literally how it goes. Like a roller coaster. Don't look at me. See everything. I'm the only one who has authority. Nope, don't say anything. Nope, the story isn't even worth your time. Back and forth, and it's like, lady, make up your mind.
Exactly. Okay. In the words of Money Boy Trey, since he's here, I'm going to say, ma'am. Okay. But basically, yeah, she's the one that is basically failed at prostitution. All she got out of prostitution was a phone bill, and she paid her own ticket to get there. So technically, she didn't even
Hey,
get
Gabe.
properly reimbursed. Okay. Okay. She didn't even get properly reimbursed for prostitution. She didn't even build clientele from her free prostitution. At least if you're giving
Good
out
garbage to you
freebies,
too.
right? At least if you're giving out freebies, you're supposed to get future clients from it. That didn't happen for her either. And now all she's got as her claim to fame is that she's lonely, alone, and created a YouTube channel just to get a phone call from someone that's not responding.
Exactly. And has not responded for months, I might add. And
And
I think
didn't
it's going on a
respond
year
even
now.
before, yeah, and even before that didn't respond and clearly moved on to other women. So
The
he has
multiverse is real,
options.
people. Exactly.
She has options, he doesn't. I am the Gabester. How you doing? Welcome in.
And I gotta say, Trey, it's been a while, man. I'm glad you're here too, man. Been a while since we chatted.
Continues to feign
Money
ignorance
Boy Trey
regarding
been
the
hiding
origins of the
out.
resulting conflict. Furthermore, her assertion that she intends to move on with the shows is quite humorous, considering she hasn't produced a single video or live stream in over 10 days. This leads me to wonder, exactly what show are you referring to, Lanae? While you are attempting to address that inquiry, perhaps you could also explain the inconsistencies regarding your alleged police report. Despite your adamant claims of visiting the station and undergoing an interview, you returned with no warrants and no official assurances. Furthermore, it is quite humorous that you declared an intent to record inside the station, yet you have failed to produce any such footage.
Because I mean, she didn't. She made all this fuss and puff about, oh, I'm gonna film in there. I'm gonna do it whether they want to or not. I got specialized glasses to record them. I'm got the interview. Everything's gonna happen. How many of us are in jail right now for our cyber crimes?
Well, wait a minute. You forgot a very important detail that happened in the next show. Okay. The
Oh,
first
okay.
important detail was, remember, she had a future appointment in April for the police department, and we are now in May.
Yeah, and I don't know. Am I? Hey, Trey, are we actually in jail? Did they upgrade the jails to put us in simulations so we're living out our sentences, thinking everything is fine? Because I feel pretty free. How about you?
And what exactly were the charges for?
What
Supposedly.
even were the charges that we were supposed to? We never cleared that up, you know? I'm
Yeah,
like,
so we would have to totally make up some charges here. So what would we
yeah,
say? Your charge would be ignoring somebody that goes out talking about Itchy Shango. Your charge would be what? It's stating the facts. Your charge would be
right,
what
Gabe.
exactly? Because the only person, as I mentioned before, the only person here is that committed a
Ah,
crime is
Money Boy
her.
Trey. He signs
Signed
a
a
plea
plea
deal.
deal.
Well, You know what? No, I'm not even mad at you. You know why? That's consistent. He said from the beginning to end, I'm in it for the money. So out of all of us, he's the first to make a plea deal. He's in it for the money. He's in it for self-interest.
Yeah, but even in this case, Moneyboy Trey is not selling us out. He is not doing it. Okay. Now, the only person that committed a crime is Lanae Stacks. Her first crime was that she left for mommy time, traveled, took donation money for a phone bill, and paid her own bills. That would be embezzlement of funds. The second
Yeah.
crime would be that she took payment for sexual favors. That would be prostitution. The third crime would be that she continued to
Damn.
stalk and harass people. Okay, that's next. The
Gabe.
next crime would be that she made up fabricated stories about a person to tarnish their image, and also said things that may not be true about that person's sexuality. That is slander. Okay, so the only person that has a trail of tears and a trail of crime is Lanae.
Hey, Gabe, I'm just letting you know right now, man. If it had been me, you wouldn't have to worry about me buying selling out for $1.23. My attitude would be make it a pardon and keep the money, and you got a deal.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, the sad part is, if you have to get naked for money for your phone bill, you are living real low budget. Okay, you need to watch our video that we just did on the cycle of poverty, because clearly that's you.
Yep. Yes, very much so.
Hey, it is time to be honest and face the reality of the situation. You entered the online space with a deceptive agenda and were subsequently exposed. Since then, you have made terrible choices, severing ties with everyone around you, only to turn around and hold everyone else responsible for your own actions. I understand the desire to restore your reputation and return to a time when you were liked, or at least tolerated. However, that time has passed. You have crossed the line too many times, and as a result, no one is willing to forgive you, believe you, or be associated with you anymore. The jig is up. The only remaining path for you is to issue a public apology, accept your exit, and depart from the online world with whatever shred of dignity you have left. It is the only way.
Just know that I actually said something way worse, but my Gemini, when I did this over Google Docs, changed that. I said what I said originally was way worse, but Gemini cleaned my script.
And how demented do you have to be excited that someone said you stink?
Yeah, yeah, famous one, right? And I like how Trey, handled that when she pulled that video. Trey really helped Gabe out on that one, because without context it would have looked really bad.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, she knows in her own mind that she's not sexy, because why would you have to fake pictures and lead with all this sex talk if you really got it going on like that? You don't have to do all that. All you have to do is, okay, Lene, here we go with some more information. Okay, Step one, go outside and smile and be friendly to people. Step
Yeah.
two, put on your best outfit. That's not going to be Crocs and some sweats. Okay. We're not doing Crocs and sweats. We're not doing men's t shirt that you took from your son. Okay. We're not doing that. We're putting on a nice outfit. Okay. So we're talking maybe kitten heels, jeans with like a cute jacket, something along those lines. Okay. And then a flower in your hair really always works. It always gets you looks. Okay. Then you're going to go outside. You're going to be nice, friendly, and approachable. And whoever talks to you, that's your demographic. Okay. It's not this go on TV, go on all these interviews, go around telling everybody you suck the shango with your breasts hanging down in your belt and your Amazon wig on, embarrassing all womankind. Okay. That is not the path to romance.
And look, the way I look at it, she already realizes her path of being liked is over. So now the attitude is, I'm gonna be the most. If I'm gonna be the villain, cool. I'm gonna be the most stinkiest, terrible, unapproachable, wretched existence of a villain you could ever see on YouTube, because it will make me relevant no matter what. And I think that's the
Right.
mindset.
Right, she's gone full Marvel villain at this point. Okay, so she started out, she was just in the lab messing around with the formula.
I'm
Okay,
open
and
to
then
it.
then she got, and then she got bit by the spider, and then like part of her body started feeling different, but she was still her. And then like in the third scene, she's like the full on monster. That's where she's at now. She's just fully accepted. I'm a Marvel villain. Okay, this is who I am.
Yeah, pretty much.
For any of us to finally move beyond your but in reality, Lanae Stacks won't leave the internet. Lanae Stacks is so deeply entrenched in her own delusion of perfection that any valid criticism is treated as a personal assault on her fragile ego. Because she genuinely believes she is flawless, she remains blissfully ignorant of her glaring shortcomings, dismissing all feedback as mere heresy. Her narcissism is so profound that she views herself as an infallible deity, making it impossible for her to process the reality of her own constant failures. To Lanae, the world is wrong and she is right, a pathetic defense mechanism used to shield her from the unbearable truth that she is far from perfect. She navigates.
And again, you better be happy, Lanae, that the AI didn't allow me to say worse or crap, because I definitely did.
Yeah, but there's always now.
Yeah, there is. But that's the thing. I write better than I can typically verbally express, because I have a kind of discipline when I'm speaking in public. But when I'm writing, if I actually can write and the AI doesn't filter what I'm saying, oh, you better believe I can say some nasty things to you. But as far as her, she ain't even worth the energy verbally. I'll make a video out of it, sure, but in real life, because I don't listen in real life. If I had encountered someone like her in real life, I would have walked the other way. It wouldn't have been no argument. Wouldn't have been nothing. Unfortunately, it's not how YouTube works. We're all
That's
stuck here,
true.
and even if I walked away, she ain't leaving me alone. So I might as well fight back.
Right. We're not backing down, because I mean, as she said, we're
I'll be
glizzy
right back.
ass hoes. Okay. So, true to form, as a glizzy ass hoe, we ain't backing down. We're going to come back like a bitch off the street. You still there?
Alrighty. I had to get my dinner.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that. I had to go get my dinner. So, we ready to go?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Oh no, oh no, the troll got him. I know, right? Everyone said stay away from that bridge. They said, Mr. Judge, that bridge is no good. Stay away from it. There's too many green goblins under that troll bridge. But I said, damn it, the troll bridge is free.
Yeah, and free would be something that Lene knows a lot about. Okay. She would know a lot about that.
Oh.
It's life with the arrogant assumption that she can do no wrong, rendering her completely incapable of this. Lanae Stacks occupies her corner of the digital world, much like a troll under the bridge, emerging only to levy critiques that are as cold and mean-spirited as they are fundamentally vicious. Her approach to discourse is characterized by a reflexive hostility. Yet this malice is consistently undermined by its own lack of depth. Ultimately, she is too dim-witted and low-conning to be viewed as a figure of genuine concern. Her strategies are transparent, her logic is flimsy, and her attempts at manipulation are so poorly executed that they fail to leave any lasting impression on those she seeks to provoke. Her truly tragic status lies not in the pathetic figure she presents today, but in the potential path she deliberately abandoned. She could have approached the internet with genuine intent, fostering community and perhaps even finding true friendship. Instead, she prioritized short-sighted fame, entitlement, and unjustified revenge over connection, and the result is the barren landscape of her current existence. She now has nothing. She may stamp and shout and yell at the void for attention, but her defeat has already begun. Her followers will inevitably desert her, and her one-time friend Anti-Afro Savangali will betray her. Only then will she realize that all her scamming and ambition have gone to naught but ash. Thank you all for watching. Please comment and subscribe.
What is not? Hey, what's up, Jay the Informant? What is not but Esh? Is it nothing but shit?
Pretty much, that's what it means. It's just a
So
fancy,
yeah.
intelligent way to say you ain't shit.
Wow.
Hey, but I'm telling you, that is exactly what is going to happen. They are going to, with I appreciate to them, to this matter. The thing is, what I'm
Okay, I
saying,
know you're
what I
not pulling a Lanae right now and eating a plate of chicken. I know that's not what you're doing. That is not how we getting down over here.
well, it's definitely not chicken. I can promise you that. But anyway, what I'm saying is this: is that they're what I'm telling you is gonna happen when her littles, like, you've already seen how low her live streams are. They literally have so low of an account that she goes on for like 3 to 4 minutes saying, I'm just waiting for everybody. And then when she realizes, hey, no one's showing up, she's like, I guess they'll catch on the replay. And then you only have like 2 people commenting at all, and she's lucky if she even gets that.
Well, the sad part is that even the people that are watching, they're not commenting and they're not engaging with the video because they're all her. Okay? So it's probably her, or it's probably her on a cell phone, her on a laptop, and then her on like an Obama tablet. Okay? And then she's the one that's in there and she's answering all their questions. Oh, I see. Because she always says, oh, I see somebody asked a question. Hold on, let me get to the answer of your question. Whereas if someone just asked you a question, you would just organically respond. She's got to think of her rehearsed answer. So I think that she's spending more time trying to make it look like she has an actual production than actually producing any content.
Right, because I mean, when you really think about it from it was just French fries. Come on, guys. I'm hungry. But anyway, it's good to see you, Gabe. Thanks for stopping by. But here's the thing too. Here's the thing too. Her only story, which she continuously talks about, is the fact she slept with him. How many times can somebody hear that for a whole freaking year, and it's the same story?
Well, it's not the same story because the story has morphed 1,000 times and a half. So it's not the same story. And then she always says, don't forget, stay tuned for the next episode when I drop the real information. So this is just desperation at this point. You know, it's please bring your final purchases to the front of the Walmart. We're closing in 20 minutes. It's just a bad play for, oh, if I could only hang on just a little bit longer in my failed attempt to get attention.
Right. And that's why when she did that nasty troll crap, I was just like, okay, you're now going to be known as Troll Under the Bridge.
Exactly. And just like Sweet DJ said, it's more remixes than a 90s R&B song. The club mix, the party mix, the in the back of the bus mix. You know, it's just like that. She's totally trying so hard. But the thing about it is, if she put that much effort into making some actual content, by now she
Yeah,
probably could have got some people that were actually interested. She probably could have got some people that would actually watch her. And she could have
right.
probably put together something that somebody out there with the millions of users that are on YouTube would have had an interest in. The reason why it's
Exactly.
tanking is because she's not doing that. This is just mental health on full display.
And here's another thing too. Even when people were trying to support her in the beginning, she did not know how to treat people right. I mean,
Mm.
dude, I witnessed her, like, one guy. There was this one guy in one of her live streams, and he was just unbelievably respectful. And all he said was, hey, let's not disrespect the mother, and what have you. And instead of saying, you're right, or maybe trying to, even if she disagreed, could have said it in a politer way, right? What does she say to him in response? She immediately attacks him and says, oh, hey, I've got permission to do this, then blah 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 blah, and blah 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 blah, which she doesn't have permission to. And then he was like, and he put it in the form of a question, right? And she
Right.
says to him, "The reason why I'm so hostile to you is because you're attacking. You didn't put it in the form of a question." And I looked, and I'm like, that is literally what he said. He put it in the form of a question, and she's going to tell him in the same sentence, "If you had put it in the form of a question, I wouldn't have been so angry and hostile." And it was literally in full display of the form of a question.
Oh yeah, to answer Jay the informant's question, she claims that she got permission from Umar Johnson's family to slander them, show photos of the quote unquote supposedly mom's house, and talk about everything that happened. She said that they actually took the time to call her on the phone and tell her that they thought it would be a great idea. So that's her story around permission.
Right. And it's like, if the amount of crap and humiliation she subjected to the mother to and the family in a general makes it pretty clear she never, even if we give her the even if we were to say, okay, mind you, we don't believe this, but even if we were to say, okay, maybe they gave you permission to talk about one thing, you can't take that permission and say a whole bunch of other crap that was never brought up and say, well, because I was given permission, everything I say is fine.
Oh no, you're giving too much credit. They don't even
I
know
know.
her.
I know, but I'm just saying from a logical point of view, even with that logic of I got permission, it wouldn't apply to everything that you've been saying.
Once she started talking about all the sex talk, permission would have went out the window because no one is going to give permission for
Immediately.
that.
And right, DJ, like she can diagnose the whole family, and she's neither a nurse nor a medical doctor, nor has any degree in medicine, and yet she was saying, I need to be his mom's nurse. And I quote you, I saw signs that she needed no one but me. You're not even a nurse.
Exactly. Exactly. And you've already made it clear that you don't have any medical certification. So definitely, yes, exactly, sweet DJ. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant
Shanice.
all over again.
If we don't agree, yeah, exactly, exactly. Both of you guys are right. So, do you want to move on to my response to GMS?
If we must.
Hey, I don't know what you had a problem with this video. It was pretty good. It
I
came
didn't
out
have a
great.
problem with it.
So
I
think
didn't have a
about
problem
buying a
with
lottery ticket. You know, you hand over your cash, and in return, you get this tiny piece of paper and like a massive, beautiful dream of what could be tomorrow.
Hmm?
But what if the drawing wasn't tomorrow? What if the drawing was only guaranteed to happen, well, after you die?
Yeah, that changes the math entirely. I mean, it moves from a financial gamble to just a complete ideological surrender.
Right. Well, welcome to today's deep dive. We are looking at a really fascinating open letter written by an old associate named Mr. Judge. He aimed this at the leadership and disciples.
Okay.
Do you like how I made the video? How I made the letter, the image?
Okay. I have a question. At what
Yes.
point did you become an old associate? How do they explain that?
So basically, I'm not really an old associate. What had happened there is I just wrote in like, "Hey, it's your old pal, Mr. Judge," and apparently that's just how the AI took it. Because mind you, I don't have any control over what these AI say necessarily. I just fed them the material so they could make their deep dive. Yeah, you don't, when you're doing this deep dive, you don't control what they say. I just report, "Hey, it's your old pal, Mr. Judge," in a sarcastic tone. You know, because at this point, I've been threatened with them, and like we're not literally, but practically, I'm old friends with them now because of just the sheer hostility we've had between each other. So it was like, "Hey, it's your old pal. I got this to say to you," you know.
Okay.
But I'm not any associate. Like, dude, I'm white. I can't join. And why would I join them if they're saying I'm gonna be destroyed and enslaved? Like,
Well, according to them, you could join as long as you're willing to get raped in your ass and get syphilis. So if that sounds good to you, then we're good.
It does not. It does not. I
Exactly,
recline.
exactly.
I decline. Thank you.
Of a group known as GMS.
And just to be super clear right up front for you listening, we don't have a horse in this race. Like, we aren't taking sides or endorsing anyone here.
Exactly, yeah. Our mission is just to impartially unpack the theological, logical, and even personal critiques Mr. Judge levels at this movement. We really want to explore how these ideological conflicts play out in the digital age.
So the letter kicks off with this really jarring premise. GMS asserts that Mr. Judge will eventually serve as a slave in their promised future realm.
Wow, okay. That is intense.
Right. But Mr. Judge counters this by focusing intensely on the follower's present reality. He points out that many are currently living with
See, even the AIs laugh at that nonsense. Even artificial intelligent machines that have no biological functions whatsoever and are just reading off material find that crap funny. I'm not. No, not happening. Never happening. Nope, I did not. No. Don't think I don't know what that means, Rosetta. No, thank you.
severe poverty, social isolation, and even poor hygiene.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he essentially argues the leadership uses this promise of a deferred after-death reward to appease a highly marginalized demographic.
Okay, let's unpack this because it's like a company paying zero salary today, but promising a multi-million-dollar pension after you die.
Yeah, no, that's a perfect analogy.
But I keep thinking, why cannot GMS provide a present earthly coupon, like some tangible benefit for their followers right now today?
Well, giving an earthly reward means having to actually deliver something measurable. The psychological brilliance and danger, really, of a postmortem deferment is that the leadership never actually has to prove it.
Right.
The thing is, when it said, about a stamp or whatever, I actually wrote that in the letter saying, pointing out, you guys don't even bother, to give your followers something legitimate. You're leaving them in poverty. You promise them a kingdom after they die. But while they're on this earth, they don't even get so much as a coupon. And that's why it mentions, well, why can't they get even even a coupon? And that actually, that got directly from my letter.
And they charge them monthly dues. They have to pay 15% of their income, whatever it happens to be.
Oh, yeah, that's also true. You also have to keep paying the elders, the deacons, what have you. And we all know in reality, they're just doing that so they don't have to work.
Right.
That's the truth.
It's basically working hard to not work.
Yep, it's a pyramid scheme. You make the new members pay up most of your earnings, and then when the new ones become the deacons and the elders, they do it to the newcomers, and on it goes like an endless wheel.
Right.
I mean, they might as well inform it. I mean, it might as well. That's about as much as they're ever going to get.
Absolutely.
Because if the realm never materializes, the followers they won't be around to realize they were cheated.
Since GMS relies so heavily on this promised afterlife, we naturally have to examine the foundational texts they use to guarantee it.
Which brings us to the central contradiction Mr. Judge identifies. It's wild. GMS strictly adheres to the King James Bible, while simultaneously denouncing the very demographic.
Wait, the ones they label as Edomites?
Yes, exactly. They denounce the exact demographic that actually constructed and translated that specific Bible.
Here's where it gets really interesting to me. How do you reconcile denouncing a specific people while basing your entire ethnocentric realm on a faith built by their hands?
It requires a...
That's the thing, sweet DJ. If their reality was ever true, there would be no HR former complaint. We would all just be working in the fields or, whatever, doing whatever they want us to do. There would be no HR.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm too attractive for slavery. That's not happening.
I'm too stubborn and unwilling to do it. I mean, I don't know if you, Miss Independent, I'm telling you, I even said it to him like this, because one time when I was reacting to it, they were like, oh, you're going to die, you're going to be in the afterlife, you're going to be doing so much paperwork and what have you. And I'm just gonna. And my attitude was like, if I'm dead and have no physical body anymore, I don't need to eat, drink, or sleep. And I can't die anymore. What exactly are you going to threaten me with to make me work?
Where are you going to get paper from?
Yeah, exactly. He said, I'm going to be doing paperwork after paperwork. I'm going to be working day in, day out. They said I'm going to be dreaming of work. And it's like, why would I even sleep? I'm dead.
Yeah, okay. I'm still curious where you're going to get paper from, but I guess they'll figure it out in the afterlife.
Right? And
Maybe you're
even
going to
if they
make
have
paper.
paper, what's it
Maybe
going to do? What's it going to do?
maybe that's going to be your assignment. Maybe you're going to be chopping down trees to make paper.
Honestly, that doesn't sound so bad, really. At least for a while. It'll get boring eventually, but it doesn't sound bad at the beginning.
Profound level of cognitive dissonance. They basically convince themselves that they are uncovering the true hidden meaning. They don't see it as borrowing from the enemy. They see it as reclaiming stolen property.
That kind of theological tightrope walk must create an incredibly defensive posture, which honestly translates directly into this modern digital.
Well, yeah, but here's where it also highlights, and I think we all agree with this. Not only are these a bunch of homeless bums that live in camps and parking lots and whatever, and most of the time don't shower, and are living in poverty, paying each other due money, but we're also talking about a group of people so lazy that even their own theology is not their original work.
Okay, but also you got to remember there are some that do have houses and cars and they do
Yeah,
have some modern conveniences, but that's because they got them through stealing.
and the pyramid schemes.
Right, and the sovereign citizen schemes.
uh,
And you know what's really funny about that is, remember, they're so anti white, okay? Sovereign citizenship actually started from a white man in Europe. And what they were
yep.
doing, do you know the story?
Not the story necessarily, but I do know a lot of sovereign citizenships and have watched a lot of their failed attempts at court.
Okay, so do you want me to tell you how it started?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Oh, okay. So there was this man who was in Europe, and he decided to put together a posse of unemployed thugs. And the posse of unemployed thugs would go around, and anytime somebody died, they would go to the court and claim whatever property they had or claim any money. And when they started running out of people that they could victimize using their name and things they were entitled to, they started making up names, and it was the first major fraud and identity theft case ever in history. And that was before they called it that, but that's basically what it was. The creator of the quote unquote sovereign citizen movement was actually arrested, jailed, and sentenced to like 55 years in prison for fraud crimes. And guess what? He's not a black guy. They're actually following an ideology of sovereign citizenship that is scamming, that was made up by a white guy.
Wow. You know what that also reminds me of in terms of fraud? Did you know that do you know that the commandant, not commandant, but basically Vanderbilt, from do you know who Vanderbilt is?
Yes.
Yeah, did you know that a couple of scammers named Fisk and Gould actually robbed him out of millions?
Yes.
Do you know how they did it?
I don't remember off the top of my head right now.
So this is what they did, right? What they did is they sold Vanderbilt because see back then in Vanderbilt's time, the way you control the you aggressively took over the company was to basically buy up all the shares, and then if you had majority of shares or if all of them, you would essentially own the company, even if the company wasn't necessarily yours. So with that practice, what Fisk and Dole did is they created and printed out watered down stock so that they could force Vanderbilt to pay them millions of dollars for this watered down stock to get fictional companies that didn't exist. Now, and because of that, they fleeced him out of millions of dollars for stock that weren't even worth anything. So even if he tried to sell it, it wouldn't work. So he lost millions and millions of dollars, close to billions of dollars today, because for the first time ever, people were actually legally creating watered down stock and tricking him to buy it to take most of a lot of his fortune away. And that was the first time ever that anyone ever did that, and they didn't get in trouble for it because at the time it wasn't illegal.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. It's totally coming back to me now. That person was one of the inspirations for someone that is more well known, Bernie Madoff.
Mm. Just tells you scam leads to scams.
Exactly.
Confrontation between them.
Oh, absolutely. Detail-wise, GMS's online methodology is fascinating. They don't write a letter back. Instead, they repetitively re-upload Mr. Judge's weeks-old public footage.
Just ripping his old videos.
Yeah, but they fill the remaining video time by just reciting completely irrelevant scriptures over his face.
Wait, are they trying to place some sort of ritualistic curse on him through screen, like rather than an actual debate?
No, it's not really about Mr. Judge at all. It's performative conflict. On a mechanical level, they are likely exploiting digital algorithm.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, if you flood platforms with videos featuring his face but your group's voice, you effectively drown out his actual arguments in the search results.
And that's the real reason why they're making all those repetitive videos. They're not really trying to debate what I've said. They're trying to make it so that I don't appear in the algorithm when you title in GMS, Hebrew Israelite.
Right, exactly. Because right now, what happens is that anybody who is a detractor of them, what they do is they try to attack them in the same method, so that way people don't see it because they don't want the people that are in the clique to find out what's wrong with the clique.
And that's so crazy how effective it was. I mean, it's not really working because I'm actually, if you type in GMS now, you're going to see a ton of my videos. And the reason why it's not working is because all they do is the same argument. And it took me a while to find even one that had significant views compared to what I have. And almost none of them have any likes. So very little views, very little likes. And because of that, they're not really overriding my my video or my other videos, because my videos have more content and more likes. So they can keep making their little repetitive fake videos. It's not going to kick me out of the algorithm.
No, it's not.
I even stopped responding to it because now when I realize, well, this isn't really to address me, this is trying to freeze me out, that it's not even worth responding to.
Right.
Creates a manufactured echo chamber where the followers only ever hear the leadership's victory over a silent opponent.
Precisely. It maintains the illusion of an active battle for the people inside the group.
Mr. Judge seems completely aware of this. To summarize his closing stance, he basically says he pities the group for bartering their lives for an embittered, fabricated dream.
Yeah, he chooses to remain grounded on Earth, seeking a meaningful existence and a peaceful passing.
Which is exactly why this matters to you listening. It perfectly showcases the intense psychological friction between grounded, earthly reality and extreme deferred ideologies.
It really does. It's a study in trading the present moment for an unprovable future.
Well, it leaves you with a final, really provocative thought to chew on. If a group's entire identity requires an opposing enemy to condemn, what would happen to their internal cohesion if that enemy simply stopped engaging with them completely?
And you know, one thing I'll add that was very interesting, was very funny, is one of the commenters of the GMS were like, "Oh, we need an enemy in order to function according to Mr. Judge." And what does he immediately do? He quotes scriptures of framing Esau as an enemy and what have you, and saying, "See, we do have an enemy." And it's like, yeah, that was my point. You have to have an enemy for your religion to work.
Right, and that's why they're categorized as a hate group, for that very reason.
Oh, and you know something, I gotta say, I like the thumbnails that I've been able to make, but I really love this one. AI agrees with us, and AI saying, "I don't know you, bro. Bye." I I love how that turned out. Better than I could have imagined. So I guess we move on to that one then.
Good afternoon to all my viewers and subscribers. Today, we are diving into another GMS debacle. To be perfectly blunt,
there is not enough money in the world to where I would tell her how to do it. So please, under no circumstances do you let Lanae gain the power of Gemini. If she understood just the immense power that could do, and actually worse, became competent, it would be the end of all YouTube as we knew it.
Well, not really, because no one's watching her.
That's true. That's true.
The
and I don't think AI would save her at this point either. I mean, woof. Oh yeah, I know. She wants me as an enemy like that. But the thing is, this is why the GMS make a better enemy. At least they're saying shit. They're posting content that's worth replying to. She's not doing shit except making shitty ass posts.
And telling you to wait for the next episode when she's going to get real.
Right. The GMS, even though they get boring in their repetitiveness, at least they're much more spread out. There's more to talk about the GMS. What's there to talk about Lanae? After you get done insulting her, what is there to talk about her?
She doesn't have any substance at all. I really struggle to find something good to say.
Exactly.
GMS Hebrew Israelites aren't exactly known for being the most intelligent or amicable group. However, the fact that they released a video 8 months ago attempting to convince the public that a literal chatbot supports their ideology truly reeks of desperation. Nevertheless, we owe them a debt of gratitude for posting that video. Their transparently false, uneducated, and comical technical blunders are the reason we are gathered here today. So remember to like, comment, and subscribe as we get this show moving.
All praise to Yahweh, Shem, Al Shabbat, Shem, Al Shalom to the 144,000, and the rest of you elect out there, Shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle this video, AI agrees with what?
I don't understand why these guys in this video had such hard time speaking. Is it
because
all the
they're
smoking?
old? And no, because they're old and oppressed. The one thing I will say is also because they're so anti-white man, they are also against medicine. So you're looking at someone that has major health issues that needs help. The one thing that I was going to mention is the other thing is since they function in like an oppressive society, right? And everybody is going to try to get a higher rank in order to oppress others, their numbers are tanking. Their numbers are tanking because they started to capitalize off of the Black Lives Matter movement from the killing time period of Trayvon Martin all the way up to like Fernando Castillo, Sandra Bland, George Floyd. So once societies and small cities and government started getting more aware of those type of problems, and those problems are being addressed in a more fair manner, not totally better, but at least there's improvement. The people that joined them that thought they were going to be social activists are now getting to the point they've been there for a while. They realize it's absolute madness and they want out. They want a regular life. They want to be regular people and they don't want to be social outcasts just because they care about humanity. So the people that are left that are doing this now are people that are old, that can't leave because they are sick. They are dependent on the cults for their daily needs. And this is a person that doesn't have a retirement plan. They don't have their own house. They don't have a place to stay. They're completely oppressed. They have to stay in because they cannot leave. And the younger people that are in because the cult controls their housing, the cult controls their childcare, the cult controls their income, the cult is also their parent of their child. So they are stuck too. So it ends up being an entire inclusive group of people that are all stuck with no other choice. So what you are looking at in this man with the white shirt is someone that is beat down by the system and is lost.
Wow. Wow.
And that's
And
why
when
I
when he
said,
inevitably can't do this anymore, they're just going to abandon him at the hospital.
and that's why I said that I saw this man more as a victim. I didn't feel like he was trying to be malicious. I felt like he is doing what he has to do to earn his dinner.
I'm guessing by the looks of him, Foxy, I'm guessing they've been in pretty much their entire lives.
No, what happens is they start recruitment in prison. Okay. So I may
Oh,
have been a man who was in my 30s or 40s in prison. I did my time in prison. And once I get out of prison, these are the people that I go to. And then I then continue it while I'm a freed person. So that's the other
oh,
reason why this person is broke down, because they're broke down because prison is the only legal form of slavery that still remains. So I've lived in slavery in prison, and now I'm in slavery now that I'm out of prison. So what you're
right,
looking at is oppression.
right.
GMS says concerning the prophecies. So this was earlier today on the highways and the byways. And Apostle Gabar made a statement. He said he's going to take a segment of that when we went into the AI, the chat, GPT, and so forth, and the Google.
To begin with, you need to distinguish between ChatGPT and Google, as these AI systems belong to different companies. Furthermore, the AI didn't actually agree with you dummies. It simply confirmed that the prophecies align with what you teach based on your questions, rather than offering any personal opinion on the prophecies themselves. Furthermore,
And that's
And this
exactly.
is,
Mhm.
yeah, this is also a dig on me to some degree, because I'm the one who mentioned that they were extremely low tech and that they don't have the technological advancement to be able to match you. So this is them biting back at us saying that they didn't have it going on in that department.
Well, they did this 8 months ago, so I don't know if this actually. How am I here twice? Well, yeah, anyway, they did this 8 months ago, so this wasn't like a recent upload. It was just something that I had
Right,
found that they did 8 months ago. So
right,
it wasn't really
right.
at
But the
me. It was just something I noticed.
Right, but the thing is, you and I are not the only people that have given them that feedback that it's archaic. So
Oh,
it's
right,
basically biting
right,
back at people that are in the
right,
modern society that they have not
right. That makes more
adapted.
sense. Yeah, that makes more sense. Thank you. That
Yeah, so that's
that
why
that
I'm
makes a lot
saying
more
that they're
sense.
digging at people that said they're archaic.
Well, let me just say, the first just common sense here. If you're going to argue against people calling you low tech, the best method is not to demonstrate how low tech you are by saying nonsense. Because what they say here is like, first of all, make sure you know the difference between Google and ChatGPT because they're not the same thing, even though they're AI. And don't 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 show your lack of tech prowess if you don't want people commenting on your lack of tech prowess. That's all I'm
Right,
saying.
but only the generals at the top of the MLM are allowed to have access to any tech at all.
You're serious?
Yes, what you're looking at is a person that is intentionally kept out of the society, intentionally oppressed, meaning they don't have access to technology, they don't have access to modern amenities, they don't have access to many things, and they live in what is known as camps or compounds, right?
Yeah, I did
And the
know about
only
that.
ones the only ones that don't live in a camp or a compound are the high ranking generals and all of their mistresses and all of their children. So in that case, those ones, the where they're living in is a rent to own house that they paid a deposit on, refused to pay it. And that's when you see all the failing court cases that you've been seeing, right? So, and now they also have TikTok level. We're going to teach you the Q. Oh, that's the other thing I forgot to mention about sovereign citizen. Okay, so sovereign citizen people, to tie it into the Hebrew Israelites, between $2,000 and $4,000 is the price for them to sell to you the secret to living for free. So these Hebrew Israelites make a lot of money by selling free living to other people, right? So the ones that are doing those type of scams, they get like rent to own houses and then don't pay on it and then eventually got to go to court to get evicted. And that's why they move in all the women and children. They also move in the elderly and the disabled because then they can use that in their defense in court and buy more time before they get evicted because it's a vulnerable population.
Honestly, at this point, it's like they talk about enslaving me. Fuck, they're enslaving themselves.
They are absolutely enslaved. Okay, the other part is now they've gotten savvy where they have all these TikTok scams where from
Mm-hmm.
between $900 and $2,000, we're going to sell you the secret to living free. Join my link down below on my Instagram or my TikTok. And these young guys that are working hard to not do anything are going and taking the advice. And the advice
Right.
tells them to open up credit cards and not pay them, and now you see all this footage of people getting sued by Capital One, they're in court, getting sued by MasterCard, they're in court, getting sued for a car, now they're in court, right? And they're trying to quote this rhetoric in court, and that's why you see the failed court stuff still going on.
Well, I mean, just the wording alone should warn you that it's a scam. I need to pay you to teach me to do something for free.
Yes, I know. I know it makes sense. You can't make sense out of nonsense, but this is people are actually giving them their dollars, okay? And that's how they fund the cult. That's how they do it. They also make the cult members get food stamps. They also make the cult members get WIC and other things, and that's how they eat. And then they pocket all the money from the scamming.
Oh man, that's evil.
Yeah.
Even if an AI developed self-awareness and coincided with your view, it would remain merely a machine's opinion, indistinguishable from a human's. While it might be more accurate than the average person, given that the average person is an idiot and machines are typically smart, it's still...
Hey, that might, in my defense, that might sound mean, but it's the truth. People on average are stupid. The machines are not.
Well, the fact of the matter is that the people are actually not stupid. But what it is the people are not using critical thinking, and some people lack education. The machines are actually not that smart because the machines have to be programmed in order to function. So there's a lack of knowledge on both ends, and really, people and machine need to work together. It's not one is better than the other.
Well, this is the way I look at it. I look at it as like this. In terms of true intelligence, you're right. The machine is ultimately not smarter than the human being because the artificial intelligence is entirely dependent on data, where a human is not. You know, you can irrationally think, you can think rationally, and AI, if it doesn't have the data, it just simply won't work. But at the same time, when it comes to gathering and understanding, a machine is way better than that as a human, way times
Right,
faster.
right.
So it's a duality, I admit, but what I was referring to is entirely upon understanding information. That's where I meant it was better at when I said people were stupid.
Oh, I totally got you.
wouldn't
I
prove
just
anything.
think that people haven't gotten to the place where they figured out how to coexist with it. They think it has to be one or
Yeah,
the other, and that's why I'm saying that simplified thinking is
yeah,
holding people back.
yeah. You're absolutely right there. And you know, the one thing I love about being on the position of progress is, you know, the naysayers have already lost. The machine is just going to keep progressing as well because at the end of the day, progress is a machine and you're not ever going to win against it. Your only chance of survival is to adapt with it. And that's what I love being on the side of progression.
Exactly.
He said, "I'm gonna make a little video at it," and so I kind of beat him to it. He'll probably make his own video and put forth his um 2 cents as to this video. But so I'm just gonna let it play. So listen up, y'all.
Look, I am sorry to say this, but you are boring as shit. You sound like you were struggling just to speak, and you waste 10 seconds before even starting the video. I get that you might be old, but god damn, you should have just let the footage play so we could hear the stupidity for ourselves instead of adding your own into it.
Let me see. Yeah, I think it's better to do it how you said it.
Do it this way.
Look, it's difficult to treat this with any gravity when you morons can't even figure out how to frame the so-called right question to a machine you would
I know, Trey. That's why I love this AI that I use. I can say whatever I want to it.
insist is on your side. We can all see through these pathetic, manipulative ploys, but the least you could do is attempt to make them appear plausible. Honestly, it's just embarrassing.
It says, many Hebrew Israelite teachers and Bible prophecy interpreters view this verse as a prophetic description of a nuclear explosion, specifically the mushroom cloud effect. Woo!
What the fuck are you even celebrating for? You haven't done shit. All you managed to do was establish that a bunch of people study the verse and share that specific interpretation. Something anyone could have just Googled. Yet here you are, acting like you actually won something. That's called...
And that is and I stand by that. The fact that they were just saying, yeah, that's what many of you guys believe, and you people talk and go, woo, woo, like you actually did something, was stupid.
And the sad part was the other guy wasn't even talking. He was just a complete follower. And he was super handsome, but I can't even say that because he's in a damn cult.
Well, there are many fish in the sea, Independent. Many fish in the sea.
Yeah, I know. We're going to market me in different directions, but definitely not the cult guys.
Basic information gathering, you dipshit, not an actual agreement.
Superfly.
It says, what?
White killers, baby. The very best there are. The very best killers there are.
Chat says, why it's interpreted that way? The heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. This part is often said to describe how the sky looks during a nuclear detonation. Woo! When a bomb explodes, the cloud expands upward and then rolls back.
Ooh, that's if that ain't a scroll, I don't know what a scroll is.
It is obvious you lack any understanding of what a scroll actually is, you idiot. That is not how the AI operates. It simply provided an explanation for the scripture and the scientific principles of a nuclear weapon. It certainly did not endorse your moronic ideologies, as it is incapable of either condemning or supporting anything. It merely relays information.
Yeah.
And that's a fact. Listen, I get it that people who aren't familiar with AI are going to take the fact that an AI might sound, humanistic these days. And yes, it does sound emotionally compassionate. But that's just lip service. The AI does not believe in anything. It is physically incapable of having beliefs. Beliefs is something that a biological organism can have. An artificial machine cannot. It can confirm or deny information, but it doesn't have any opinion on the matter.
I got a picture of, even though it was atomic warfare, they got a picture of when the bomb exploded over the city of Hiroshima. It looked like a scroll. And that was... they blew it on the Bikini Islands, and they call it mushroom cloud. They said, what are we going to call it? Let's call it mushroom cloud. But it's also, that's why them scholars, the Edomite scholars, that's why they said the same thing the Israelites said.
World War II is completely unrelated to you or your personal convictions. You lack an understanding of the era's political realities and the strategic motivations behind the deployment of the bombs. You simply resort to any rhetoric to appear intelligent, as your ignorant beliefs lack any substantial foundation.
Yep.
Now,
And that's the truth, They might have been saying some correct things about the bombing of Hiroshima, which, by the way, it was also Nagasaki. It wasn't just Hiroshima. But they say it not to have an actual point, but to create the illusion of having a point. That's the only reason they bring it up. They don't have a legitimate reason for talking about World War II, and their Hebrew Israelite ideology has nothing to do with World War II, but because they can provide a historical example to their prophesaic comparable, that's what they're going to use. But it's just talking to sound smart.
Right. And the sad part about it is that they don't even realize that if their whole platform is supposed to be based on racial oppression, you don't want to bring up World War II.
No, you do not, because that's where their side loses.
Exactly.
You get finished? You got more today?
Yeah, it says the cloud
So you're
expands.
gonna learn this from Temite Negroes. Oh hell.
What the fuck are you even talking about? You dummies aren't actually teaching anyone a damn thing. You're just pulling this shit straight from ChatGPT. As an AI expert, I support using these tools for gathering information and self-learning, but cut the bullshit. You can't call yourself a teacher when you're just recording yourself reading off a script generated by ChatGPT. Stop plagiarizing the machine and taking credit for research you didn't even do.
It says the cloud expands upward and then rolls back, forming the scroll.
Possibly want to say something on that?
Absolutely not. It's just madness.
Scroll-like or rolled sky appearance. Example: the mushroom cloud.
That's it?
Yeah, I mean they got a whole bunch of other,
Okay.
you know.
Exactly. Cease your efforts the second your plagiarized and cherry-picked interpretations fail to hold up. This classical cult strategy is a complete farce, yet you still have the audacity to call yourselves scholars. It is truly laughable.
Right. You know what I want you to do? Go to put Zechariah 14 and 12 talking about a nuclear blast. Or better yet, Zechariah 14 and 12 talking about nuclear radiation.
Chat is Zechariah chapter 14, verse 12, speaking about nuclear radiation.
Yeah, you do the same thing.
Slack.
Sometimes you get
Yeah,
the word.
my words don't come out.
It appears you are suffering from a condition known as bullshitus. Common manifestations of this ailment include, but are not restricted to, utterances that lack any coherent meaning, articulate delivery devoid of actual substance, the precise application of incorrect terminology, minimal to non-existent cognitive engagement. Etiology. While the origins of bullshitus vary, it is frequently associated with an interrupted fourth grade education, prolonged exposure to cult environments, and a general deficiency in academic instruction. Therapeutics. Although a definitive cure remains elusive, many find symptomatic relief through exiting cults, enrolling in remedial English courses, and attempting to think independently at least once daily.
That don't come out right.
Yeah, I got that. I literally wrote that on my Google Docs and had it read off like a medical doctor diagnosis.
Well, you know, I want to say that I want better for these people, but I think that some people are beyond help.
Yeah, Trey, what do you think of that? What do you think of that diagnosis, Trey? I really want to hear your response to that. Somebody get Trey and let him listen to that part.
It says, this verse describes a sudden horrifying plague that causes the flesh, eyes, and tongues of people to consume away while they are still standing. Many Hebrew Israelite groups.
Oh, see the kid? Many Hebrew Israelite groups. Did we put Israel in there?
Nope.
Hebrew Israelites,
Nope.
Western,
Nope.
GMS, IUIC. Did we? No, we just put in
Yep.
what designed the scripture. We quoted scripture. And then first people
is your point exactly? The text simply states that this is a common belief held by those groups, not that their views are accurate. Furthermore, their claims do not align with the actual progression of radiation sickness, which is understandable given that radiation sickness is not a plague.
Yeah. So, I mean, they were literally trying to say that green eggs and ham semi. Literally, they were trying to say that a plague from the Hebrew Israelite beliefs was the same thing as radiation caused by nuclear explosion. And radiation by nuclear explosion is not a plague.
Really, I think they need to just go on and go back to the OG folks home, put some Ben Gay on, and sit down somewhere because it's definitely their nap time.
Exactly. Like, look, they can barely stand. They're
This is
struggling.
sad.
One is literally leaning against a wall because he's struggling to stand up.
Yeah, he probably died by now.
Well, it was his time.
Yeah, well, in the afterlife, we'll find out how it went for him because we're all going to be slaves and we're going to help him.
Well, at least he won't have the strength to hit us with the whip.
Wow, that's a good positive point.
We got to get the old. If we're going to be slaves, we got to get the old overseers like these guys that'll be so old and decrepit and tired and probably can't even see us that we won't even have to work during the day.
Fair enough. Well, this was fun.
Do you want to bring it back or shut it down for the night? Because I accidentally lost it.
Oh, I said this was fun. Yeah, let's shut it down for the night. Let's stop while we're on a high note.
Alrighty. Well, as always, it was great having you on, Miss Independent. It was great chat. It was great for you guys being here. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And don't worry, I'm still going to be posting videos and such. But this was a wonderful live. 2 lives, actually. So I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Merry Christmas to all and to all a good night.
Good night.